This video contains accidents of deaths and also about a duo of idiotic and neo-Nazi teenagers. No, I'm not talking about B or BH lol.
Hi guys, another video here, this time with Beavis and Butthead again. Well, I thought it would also be nice to change the aesthetics of my videos. Well, as the title says, I will bring you some accounts of the most controversial episodes of Beavis and Butthead and tell you the reason for the controversy, obviously. Well, let's start with one that I'm sure you know about. This is for sure the first episode that you think of when talking about the total controversy of the series, because this episode was the beginning of all the controversy that the series suffered over time. Well, the episode consists of Beavis and Butthead sitting watching television when they see a commercial for a documentary about a stand-up comedian who lives a rich lifestyle on his earnings. So Butthead decides that they should go to the comedy club. They arrive at the club, Butthead being first and second Beavis, who, inspired by a previous act, tries to juggle burning newspapers, but ends up setting the club on fire. The pair watch the fire spread outside while declaring how funny and cool the two of them are. Well, that episode was always blamed for the accident of date, October 6, 1993, exactly 1 month after the episode aired. Austin Mesnor, a 5-year-old boy from Moraine, Ohio, set his family's trailer on fire with a lighter, killing his 2-year-old sister. The boy's mother claimed that he was watching the show before the incident, a claim refuted by neighbors who claimed that the family did not have cable TV. Regardless, this particular episode was blamed due to the similarities between the storyline and the incident. The following week, MTV decided to move the show to 10:30 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. and also decided to exclude any reference to fires in future episodes. They had to heavily edit the episode before finally taking it off the air. But recently some websites say that about 15 years ago, after the Mesnor family trailer was destroyed in a fire, the child blamed for the incident commented publicly on what led up to it. According to Austin Mesnor, Beavis and Butthead had no influence on him as a child for a very simple reason. I literally never saw the cartoon. How could I? It was 1993, my mother was a drug addict. We couldn't afford cable TV. I could simply end here, but where exactly did Austin say this? On Twitter? Instagram? All of these sites report that Austin actually said this, but no source of this information is shown, so I don't have complete confidence in these sites. Well, regardless if the culprit is Austin or not, I hope Jessica is in a better place. The episode Ball Breakers contains Beavis and Butthead throwing a bowling ball off the roof of a building onto the street. This episode was taken out of circulation after an 18-year-old named Calvin Settle dropped a bowling ball from the upper section of New Jersey Route 139 highway, killing an 8-month-old girl named Natalia Rivera. The bowling ball that killed little Natalia hit the bumper of a truck and went through the windshield of the car driven by her father, Santos Rivera, on a New Jersey highway near the Holland Tunnel. Morality in Media, a media watchdog group similar to the Parents Television Council, tried to connect the incident with this episode. However, it is not clear whether the episode and the incident were connected. But the only thing I know is that it was in the newspaper, and on that page there are other interesting polemics about the series, like the fact that a group of neo-Nazis and white supremacists wore Beavis and Butthead t-shirts at a hate fest and said that gays should be incinerated and turned into fertilizer.
White people.
There is also another report how in Sydney, Ohio, yes, Ohio again, 3 girls inspired by Beavis and Butthead set fire to their house. Well, I can't say for sure if the final 2 reports are really concrete or have anything to do with the series, nor can I find out the names of those involved, since they are probably underage. But after these 2 reports I would like to say one thing: look, If you have a child or wish to have one someday, you have full responsibility for the child's education. Tunes or games are not going to make your child violent if he has a proper education, and if you have a problem with violent tunes or games, just don't show it to your children or pay attention to whether they are consuming this content. The psychological care of a child is important. You have full responsibility. Yes, don't try to put the blame on a tune, for God's sake. Children are not born knowing everything, they don't even know what is right or wrong. You have to show it to them. So stop being an asshole and take your responsibility, or just don't have a child. Maybe it will be easier for you. Yes, I'm as surprised as you are. Compared to other episodes, I don't think the couch fishing episode is that problematic, since it's just an episode of Beavis and Butthead couch fishing and Stuart taking the blame for it at the end. But believe it or not, this episode stopped airing after complaints about teenagers practicing the act of couch fishing in real life and getting into trouble and are hurting other people, although nothing has been proven or established. The ban was lifted, however, in 1997. So even though it hasn't been fully proven, I don't doubt that something like this hasn't happened. Seriously, teenagers have always been known for not hitting the nail on the head, but fortunately there have been no reports of a death as a result of this. Well, as I am now out of ideas for an episode that made controversy outwardly, let's talk a little about censorship then. The episode that was butchered with this was the episode Home Improvement. Check this out. When this episode originally aired, a warning appeared during the paint thinner scene. Breathing paint thinner will damage your brain. Look what it did to Beavis and Butthead. This warning is absent from the Mike Judge Collection DVD. The scene where Beavis and Butthead smell the paint fumes and paint the cat's butt were cut from the VHS release of There Goes the Neighborhood, as well as the Time Life DVD re-release. On the Mike Judge Collection DVD, the opening on the couch and the ending with the broken lawnmower were cut, but the paint thinner and the cat scene were added back. The line "Let's burn something" was censored after the Moraine, Ohio incident. Most of the original airings showed that line from Beavis. We can even say that this episode was one of the most controversial, because in the news related to the Ohio accident, there were some parts showing this episode, which shows that this episode was quite controversial as well. Well, this is the end of another video. It was really very interesting to make this video, but very tragic as well. Even with all these controversies, we can't deny that Beavis and Butthead was the apex for the end of censorship, just like Ren and Stimpy, South Park, and another one from the creator himself, King of the Hill. Even though some drawings can really influence people, this depends a lot on the psychological makeup of the person themselves. That's why I said that children should be properly educated and have a fixation on acts that they can't do in real life. Besides that, fiction can influence real life, but we have to be open-minded and not let this influence control us. Well, this is just my opinion. It's okay if you disagree. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was kind of hard work but fun to make. Bye bye.